Guys, we're back into round 6 of the Oceania Regionals. Here I am versing a Lucci mirror, so my second Lucci. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, just to show me some support. I know for sure that going second into the mirror is definitely the way to go, because your big parts, all your big important pieces are on even plays. Your stage at 4 Don, you can play like a Borsellino or a Rebecca. You can play a Lucci just to get tempo, or on 8 you play your Gecko. That's probably the more important one, playing your 2 Don stage and your 8 Don Gecko Moria. Here I am just getting my opponent to split his deck. Now it's interesting that my opponent gets me to do the 3 cards on the top. I think another opponent did 5 cards on the top. I think it's just a way that people try to prevent cheating. Now you see me keep the first hand that I got, but probably because I have a stage in hand. I can play it straight away. So opponent plays Don, passes me, I play stage, and then I pass. Opponent goes 5 into lead, mills 2, mills a Kaku and a Khalifa, so I know he's playing the CP version. And then he plays a Brook and passes, and sort of forces me to answer that Brook. I do have a lot of tools, so if I do have my own Brook, then it's an easier way to KO it. But here we go. I use lead, activate, and then I put a Gecko and a Rob Lucci in the bin. The Gecko kinda sucks, but the Rob Lucci is a good target for me to have in my bin. As you can see here, I'm trying to figure out what to do, because there's no easy way for me to KO that Brook there. I play a Rebecca, I grab a Rob Lucci, play a brand new, and then I grab a Suru here. Unless I have too many 2Ks in hand, then I'll grab a Helmeppo. I don't think grabbing an Ishu is right, because I don't think in the Black Mirror you ever really have a lot of cards, so it's kind of silly to play it against another black deck. The Neg 3 helps, but if you got a choice, I wouldn't. So he negs 1 onto my Rebecca, and he forces me to, not forces me, but it makes me block with her, because I think either way, the way he swings, he's just going to kill both of my characters anyway. So I think he was swinging into lead, so I just saved myself an extra life. Plays a Kaku and then passes. So pretty good for your opponent there. Yeah, so it's me deciding. I'm holding 2 Don aside. I think I must already have a Helmeppo in hand, and it looks like I'm playing a Helmeppo and a Rob Lucci. So I know I'm telegraphing my plays by setting up my Don that way, but it's just easier for me to play, and it's not like my opponent can react to it, because there's no sort of counters. So never mind. I play through Kaku, tap 4, Rob Lucci, and then I KO both of those. So I've just told my opponent that I'm putting 3 big bodies away with the big Sabo, big Gecko, and the Isha. But past turn there, cleared his board, so his Brooks didn't really get any value there. So it's good for me. Swings 8, minuses in there, and then I take. Stages, then Lucci's. So that's fine. But I can't remember if he said he wanted to KO my Suru as well. Actually can't remember, but maybe I misplayed there, or maybe I soft cheated there. But I think, having a 0 cost there is probably not good for me anyway. Usually you want it in the trash, so maybe it was his decision. I can't remember. I asked my opponent how many cards he had in hand. He had 6, so maybe I should have kept that that Isha. Could have stripped 2 cards from his hand. But he, again, if he knew I had those cards, maybe he plays differently. So gives me a 2k from a 5k swing. Rest stage, target Rob Lucci, 8, play Rob Lucci and a brand new, grab myself an E-show, and then activate Lucci effect. I think I have to grab the E-show though just because I don't have anything else. And I picked to put the other Lucci in the bin only because I already have a Lucci on the field, so it's not going to be able to bottom deck that. There's no bottom decking effects in black, so I'm fine then. So I'm looking pretty good. I got 8 cards in hand, and I've got a huge board compared to what my opponent has, so I'm feeling pretty good. Opponent swings 6 into me, and he's got 8 done open. He's deciding where he puts that neg, and he chooses to put it on. I mean, it really depends on how much more he can neg, because it's, so he puts it onto Lucci, and let's see, I think he has to play, I'm not totally sure what my opponent decision making process is. Again, I don't know what he has in hand. But this is my fault, actually. Yeah, I forgot to 2k here, only because my opponent was waiting for me to attack. So even I forgot then. So minus the 2 onto Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci is now 1 cost, and then he plays a Gecko, gets a Spandam. So he's had some pretty unlucky mills there. He's had a lot of big bodies, and so he kills the Rob Lucci, kills the brand new. And then I'm left with a Gecko, so Gecko's still pretty good. So I've got to deal with his Gecko and his Rob Lucci, but I think I can pretty easily. Yeah, my opponent can probably hear me talking through my plays about what I can do, but I don't think it's an entire disadvantage. The same with the Don thing, me sorting out my Don, like. When you play cards, opponents don't have any time to interact or any windows to interact to deny you from doing stuff, so you can just sort your Don out this way and that's way, and it doesn't matter. I swing 5 into a brand new, into the Spandam to get it off the field, and then I swing Gecko into the life, he takes, and then I neg 5. So Lucci's a 2 cost and Gecko is a 2 cost as well. And then so I have to use my Gecko to put a Helmeppo and a I think I'll choose to do a Suru and a Rob Lucci this time, because I think I probably have another Gecko on hand. I'm just thinking that I might need that extra neg, so I keep the So I think my opponent was just checking to see if I have any more Luccis in the bin, just because he's probably tired of me Lucciing over and over again. I mean, that's what happens in the black is, you have to remove the Rob Lucci, and so minus is 1 standing Gecko Moria, and he goes 5 into lead. And so I'm thinking about what I counter out. So I give him a 2k, give him T-bones. So he plays Tempest Kick, so minus is 3 there, so my Gecko Moria is now at 4 cost. And then I think he's contemplating what he plays. I actually don't know what he has in hand entirely. So he plays 4 and he plays something. I can't tell what that is. Saba? So my Gecko Moria is now a 2 cost. And he's got 5 open. Oh, he played a Khalifa, I think? He plays Rebecca. And he grabs a Kaku. Maybe? I can't remember entirely. I think he's just running out of cards. I don't think his hand's bricked up. I think he probably just has a lot of 2Ks in hand, which probably doesn't allow him. So he plays a Spandine, and then plays Rob Lucci, then he gets rid of my gecko. And yeah, so he's keeping my series there, so I don't have any neg cost available, which is fine. I mean, they don't really take up space because I can play cards on top of them, so it doesn't worry too much. But yeah, he spent a lot of resources there just to get rid of a single gecko, which is fine because I've got that second gecko, and I can just clap back because he's got he's only got all 4 costs on the field. I think I still do have that Isha in hand. So minus Rebecca into span down. I think he's forcing me into swinging more. But I think I need to get rid of that Rebecca first. So target Rebecca. So Rebecca's now a 1 cost. And there's me deciding what I want to do. Play Rebecca. Go Rook. And then I KO Rebecca, so now I've got 3 swings at his board, and I think at this point, because of my board is such a good presence, I just want to I'm just gonna force cards. So swing 6 into his leader, so it gives me 2k, 9k into leader, and so I must still have a way to KO that Rob Lucci. Pay 6, then play Brook. And then I send the Rob Lucci to the trash. And I don't really care about the Khalifa. Khalifa is a 4k, so she's a swing into the Brook, which is fine, but he doesn't really have, he's not swinging into my life in terms of pressure, and my Gecko and my Rob Lucci are sitting pretty. Yeah, so I think my opponent got really unlucky with his mills. If you were paying attention to his mills, he milled a lot of his big creatures, so I actually don't think he has been able to play any of that, so I wouldn't say this is like a fair way to say with 100% certainty that playing second is the way to go, because I don't think playing second was what allowed me to run away with this game. I think it's definitely me playing cards and my opponent not playing cards. He plays another Khalifa. Yeah, there's a bit of a glare there, but he minuses 2 somewhere. So he decides to pitch the Lucci there, and I think it's because he is worried about me swinging in. So I've got a 4 cost Tempest kick, so he makes my Gecko a 3 cost, a 1 cost, sorry. And then he plays Suru onto my Lucci, and then he plays the Rebecca, Spandine, returns 3 CP cards with the Spandam effect to then put a Rob Lucci onto field, and then he KOs those. So that's a really good effort there, him being able to do that stuff. But it did require him to use like 2 2Ks in hand, and so he's got 4 cards in hand, and he's got 1 life, and he's got 1 blocker. So the glare is a bit awkward, but it's fine. So this is me deciding how do I want to play this turn now. I could have tried to potentially go for here, but I understand my opponent got rid of a Rob Lucci and an Isho, so he's probably filled his hand up with like some 2Ks or something. So there's me looking for the trash just to make sure that, okay, well, I've got a Gecko. So that's me telegraphing I have a Gecko bump if I'm looking for a 4 cost and a 2 cost. And that's me deciding about, what do I KO, what do I keep alive? And it's a pretty easy decision. So I swing 5 into Khalifa. And then I -1 on the Rebecca. I'm kind of forcing my opponent into using the Rebecca so I can take more things off his field. That's basically what I'm doing. The more things I have off the field, the better it is for me. Like sure enough, the Rebecca's like I let him, but by minusing the Rebecca, I'm sort of baiting my opponent into getting some use out of it. Otherwise, she's just going to die anyway. So that's a cool decision there, and I think all I need to do is use my leader stage. -2 Rebecca, and I think I make a miss misplay here. Well, not a misplay, but I could have done a potentially different play. I think if I do have a gecko in hand, if I play... Oh no, okay, 5. I play a Sabo instead. I must not have a gecko in hand? Okay. I think what I could have done alternatively is I still play the Rob Lucci, and if I do play the stage, I think I would have been able to swing 8 into the Rob Lucci, getting my opponent to either drop cards. So I think I could have potentially had one less character on the field if I decided to do that play, but it is what it is. I still have a very formidable board there with the Rob Lucci. My opponent's got 1 life, 1 card in life, and then I think he's got like 3 or 4 cards. That looks like 2 cards actually in hand. So no, 3. I can't tell when my opponent shuffle cards like that, but I think he's just stressed. But I pretty much do have this in the bag here. Even if he gets rid of 2 things here, like say he gets rid of my Saba and my Brook, I still have 2 other attacks coming through which he mathematically can't get out of. So there's no shenanigans like yellow shenanigans where they can gain more life or people can't attack. So I think it's my opponent trying to... I think he's trying to go... Oh no, he can't go for game now because he still needs to get 5 successful attacks through. So he swings 8 to Brook. I block with the Rebecca. It's a free block there. And then he goes 8 into Brook. And I think I just let that one die. Brook dies. -1 there. Lucci is a 1 cost. Plays a Sabo. Pitch there. So I think he's just kept a 2k in his hand. Or 2 2ks in his hand. And -2 on the Sabo. And then 6 for a Brook. And then I swing 7 into lead. So it's just 7 7 7s. I go 5 lead because he has to take because he's got no cards in hand, and then the rest is there. So I had a good game. Thanks guys.